All right, my friends, this is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to another episode of Wake Up Legendary. And guess what, all you moms out there? We've got yet another one of you. All right, another one of you. We had a wonderful conversation yesterday. We're going to have another one today, this morning. As you can see, stay-at-home mom builds a successful affiliate business in less than 3 months. Let's hear what Ashley has to say. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's truly an honor.
Oh, that's very sweet. Well, thank you. It's an honor for me to have you. Why is it such an honor?
Well, when I first started affiliate marketing and I started watching this show, I was like, in a year from now, that is going to be me on that show. And I did it in less than 3 months. So it's truly an honor to even be recognized, to be able to come on this show.
Yeah. Wow. Go you. Congrats.
Well, thank you.
You're the rock star here. I mean, I'm just the one who gets to, it be your honor. I mean, really, it should be our honor to have you on, and it is. So, congratulations, and let's learn about, what the last 3 months have been like for you. So kind of how did you find us and take us back and let us know kind of a little bit about you, Ashley, before, you found us.
So,
and how you found us and what happened when you did.
Right. So, I had my youngest daughter at a very young age. I had her when I was 18. And ever since then, I've just been struggling to find a way to be able to stay home and be there for her and, be able to provide for her. And I signed up for everything. I mean, I sold everything under the sun: jewelry, bags, makeup. I mean, just anything I could get my hands on and that I could afford. I put my email into several different sites online, just getting spam after spam, like to the point where my dad had to go fix my laptop because there was so much spam on my laptop.
Old dad coming in for the save.
So, just everyone, when TikTok first started coming out, everyone kind of like started making fun of TikTok, like, oh, it's just, just one of those joking apps, like kind of like funny and stuff. And when I discovered TikTok and I was scrolling through, I found a girl who was just like me, another mother, and she quit her job. She was, starting this business, blah, blah, blah. And I watched her video one day. She said it cost $7 to sign up. And I says, you know what? It's $7. What do I have to lose? And I signed up and I immediately jumped into it. And I did not think I would be here where I am now if I did not do that 3 months ago. So, I mean, just like everybody else, I've found Legendary through TikTok and I signed up. I took the leap of faith, and I'm truly blessed to have done it because it's been a roller coaster and a fun one.
Yeah. Well, congrats. And it is amazing how quickly things can move, how you can get excited, but also begin to get results and be like, holy crap, like this is not just another thing that I'm excited about, like all the past 50 bazillion things that I've done in the past, but I'm actually getting results here. And I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think our training is spectacular.
It truly is, though.
I also think, I think the timing right now, like, is great. I think a lot of people are realizing, okay, the internet's like actually real. It's here to stay. The internet is not a scam. You know what I mean? I mean, I actually think that, people thought that the entire internet were like, internet, that thing's a scam. You got to be belly to belly with people, shaking hands, kissing babies. You know what I mean? and the business model makes sense. It sounds like you did like lots of different things before this. Smelled a little bit like some MLM thrown in there, maybe a little drop shipping and stuff, little, lotions, potions, pills, all that kind of stuff, right? Making the list of your friends and family.
I did it all. I mean, I sold to friends in the family where eventually they just blocked my number so many times because I was like, hey, there's a new bag out.
Right. You became a pro bowler in the NFL, right? The no friends left club.
Right.
No, I know. I've been there, I've been there. I would come to places and people would like, avoid making eye contact with me. You know what I mean? Because they knew that I was gonna, hey, how you doing, Mike? Hey, check, hey, Mike, what's up? Hey, buddy, keep your business options open. I got a hot new deal, and
Yep.
it's like, oh my god, this guy is like weird and just persistent. But now I'm rich, bitch. Now I'm rich, bitch. No, anyways, they wish they listened. Um,
Right.
but it's all good. I'm still friends with most of them. They're just kind of still like, what do you do? Like, hey man, and a lot of them are like, I got business. Hey man, can I ask you a question about business? You know what I mean? I'm like, no, you can't actually. But so what was some aha moments? You took this training. What was different about this than other things that you've done in the past? I mean, as you were going through the training, what light bulbs went off for you, and how was this different than other things?
So the light bulb definitely went off for me on day one. I mean, I probably wasn't even 15 minutes into day one, and I was like, holy crap, this is how businesses actually work, as far as, when you go onto a website and immediately the email pops up and you type in your email and you get like a code or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is how they do that. So immediately on day one, the light bulb clicked and I was like, okay, this I know is for real because he's telling me how these businesses work and he's giving me that information for me to use the same. And I mean, it just, day one for me was just like, whew.
I wasn't like, all right, everybody, here's the secrets of business. First, get a pen. Second, get a piece of paper. Third, write down all your friends and family. Right.
Right.
Fourth, go beat down on their fourth, text them, do you keep your business options open? Fifth, grab a pad of sticky notes. Six, go to the gas station and write, do make 10K a month, call me and put it on every gas pump. You know what I mean? These are some of
Hey,
the
I mean,
things
that's a good way to, advertise, I guess. It's free marketing.
right. Well, now I know that you're one of those people that keep your business options open. So that's why that's like a light bulb for you. You're like, holy shit, I might try that. I'm the guy who drove around with a magnet on the side of my truck. You know what I mean? The free magnet from Vistaprint that had, just every time we left, I would run back into the house and my wife would go, no, not the magnet. I'd come back out with the magnet and slap it across the side of my truck, so I could drive around and hopefully generate leads. Never generated a single lead from that, putting a magnet on the side of my truck. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
unbelievable.
It's an idea,
So
though.
yeah, I thought it was going to be rich. I was like, before I learned anything about online marketing, I was doing the same thing. I was making lists and chasing friends and family. And so I was like, oh my God, I've got a yard on a main street. I could put a sign in the yard and I got all this traffic. These people are going to call me night and day. And I'd get up and some homeless person had kicked the street, the sign down the street, like 5 blocks, and it was laying in the middle of the road. Or yeah, I never generated any income from any of those strategies. So when I came online, I had a lot of the same aha moments because I was like, oh my gosh, not only is this the same thing as you said, this is what companies are doing. I was like, this is so highly leveraged. Like, I don't even have to speak to anybody. I can speak to people through video and I can have all these machines and systems doing all the work for me. And nowadays we have platforms like TikTok and so forth that we can go viral on. How much more advanced do you feel? How much more powerful do you feel as a business owner and as a marketer, knowing the techniques that you've learned versus what you knew before when you were doing some of these sort of old schoolish, outdated, and really frustrating tactics like a lot of the offline stuff? How much more empowered do you feel, now using these strategies and looking into the future, thinking about what you can build with them?
I mean, for sure, I know a ton of lot more, and it's just like every single day, like I have a light bulb that goes off my head. It's like, trying to take a new strategy or, figure something out, kind of experiment a little bit. I've done a lot of experimenting in the past couple weeks that, tried to put myself out there more, as far as making TikToks or, whatever it may be. Instagram Reels is another big one that's coming up. So I definitely feel like I have more information now than I ever did in my entire life. And like I said, I've tried everything. And those companies, they don't tell you what to do or how to put yourself out there, or, how to sell a $20 piece of jewelry or, whatever it may be. But Legendary does, and they give you the information, and it's up to you to take that information and run with it. So I definitely feel like I ran with it. I'm still a beginner, of course, but every day I'm learning something new, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that you're running with it in the way that you are, and of course you're getting results. I mean, are you obviously about people who don't run with things. You know what I mean?
Right. I
There's a
talk to
lot
them
of
every day, unfortunately.
Okay. What do you think the difference is? Well, I mean, what do you from just you being so close to, the daily just people every day and talking to them like you said, like what do you think the difference is? Because there's a lot of people who I'm sure are even active in our community who are not quite, into action, into execution mode. What do you think it is? Because you're rocking and rolling, taking action, seeing results, taking action. That's such an overused word anyways. I'm sure people are sick of hearing it. But like what do you think's holding people back, like who just don't start? Who we talk to people all the time, most people take forever to start. I mean, what do you think it is? What do you think it is about people like yourself who just get in and start executing? And what do you think's holding so many people back from getting started?
So, like I said, I hear this every single day. I'll have comments or I'll get emails that says, "Well, I've tried this and I've done this." And, for instance, I had a girl message me. She said, "Hey, I signed up for Legendary a couple months ago and I'm not getting the same results." And I said, "Okay." I says, "Do you mind me looking at your TikTok account?" She says, "Yeah." She had, she didn't have very many videos. She didn't have a link in her bio. She wasn't really, doing all the necessary tools that Legendary has gave you as far, as doing these things. So like, I guess people take too long to do it. They dwell on the fact like this isn't going to work. I'm too scared to get in front of the camera. I'm too scared to put myself out there. I don't want to start. I don't know how to start my email list. Like they just don't put themselves out there enough. And I think that holds a lot of people back. You necessarily don't have to, like when you're doing, your ads and stuff, you don't have to put your face out there. But when you're talking about something that you're truly passionate about, like me with Legendary, I truly stand behind Legendary and the program and the information that it's taught me. So I think when people start to do that, they don't they just don't do it, I guess. I don't know how to explain. I'm trying to,
It's
explain it
weird.
in my
We
kind of words, but I get every day like, "Oh, I've tried this and I've tried that." And then I try to give them tips. It's like, "Well, why don't you do this or, do that," and stuff like that. And um
Yeah, I think no, you're right. I mean, you're right. It's almost a phenomenon that's hard to explain. I
it
understand it.
is.
I
I'm
get it,
trying.
right? I think that Sandra also has, a point that people let their fear of being perfect stop them from going forward. I think
That
that's
is very
absolutely
true.
right.
Um I'm sorry. Let me
Nope, go ahead.
So, one thing I noticed, and I can't remember who said this, but it was a TikTok and it was another affiliate. They said people don't care if your videos are perfect. They just want the information. And that is something that I've truly like implemented. I use, every day it's like, oh my God, I got my hair done, my makeup done, I gotta have the perfect lighting. People
Right.
don't care. They just want the information. And that's something a lot of people also dwell on too. It's like, well, I don't have this, or I don't have that. I just bought a ring light on Wednesday and I've been doing this for 3 months. And I'm like, you just got to get out there and do it, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, it's great to hear that from a woman because it's easy for me to say, I guess, I can roll out of bed and you don't know whether I got up 5 minutes ago or 5 hours ago. I mean,
Right,
because I
right,
can throw a hat on, I'm not clean shaven. You're like, this guy kind of looks like he hasn't had a shower in a couple of days, but I'm not even, he looks like that every day. So maybe that's just how he looks.
right.
But a woman, I know you ladies like to put on, like to have your hair, you have hair in most cases, and you like to have it brushed and look nice and done up. You like put makeup on. I mean, all these kind of things. And I think women have been so, I guess socially conditioned to feel like you need to do that. I've heard some women call it put their face on, which I think yeah, I think sucks. I'm really sorry for that because I think women are beautiful natural without. I think they're beautiful with makeup. I think they're beautiful without makeup. I tell my wife that all the time. Um, but it must be much more difficult as a woman, I would think, to have those additional things and then think, fuck, I don't want to do that right now, or I don't want to do that today. Or maybe you say, hey, I'll get made up later. And then later comes and it's like you got pulled in a different direction. So, like, what is your kind of, do you get up and kind of get camera ready, whatever you call, whatever camera ready is to you? Do you do that before? Like, what is your kind of structure so you can create content and create your marketing and feel good about yourself?
Well, I guess one thing I say, and a lot of people are going to be like calling me crazy this, but I get up before my kids. I take a shower, I have a cup of coffee, I get my, I get ready for the day. And, my daughter goes to school, I put her on the bus, I get things situated. I
Good
just
for
I
you. We're
just
not
go
calling
for
you
it,
crazy. We're calling you
not
a
every
great
day I
mom.
get up and I put makeup on. Like today I put makeup on, but not every day I put makeup on, and it's like I I guess I want to say is don't let your insecurities hold you back from achieving your goals.
Mm,
And I think of women alone, and some men as well, they struggle with that. They struggle with their body, how they look, and it's like don't let that hold you back from reaching your full potential, because this works. It works 100%. You just have to go for it and don't hold yourself back, Just
yeah.
start your day, have that cup of coffee and go for it.
Yeah. No, I love that. I mean, we have so many different stories, and I mean, we tell ourselves about ourselves. And if we talk to ourselves, if somebody else talked to us the way we talk to ourselves, sometimes I think we'd kick their ass. With whether it be, I'm to this or I'm to that. I also think the way that we criticize our own creation and the way we criticize our own content and marketing, if like a boss or somebody was to say the things about our content that how we criticize it, we turn around and say, fuck off, like I I quit this like you are a critical asshole, yet we are can be so critical of our own stuff, with that perfectionism. Have you ever, like, this is a big one for me, but have you ever dealt with that at all? Has perfectionism ever been an enemy within your universe, or have you always been able to kind of just overcome the small stuff and just execute and move forward?
Not at all. I will say I struggle with anxiety, and it's like if something's not in the for certain place or something's not done the certain way, it's like the kids are running back to the house like mom's coming. It's like I struggle with that every day, and that's something that I have to deal with, but it's something that I'm working on every day. It's but I'm not letting it hold me back.
Mm,
So I really don't have much advice to say about that, you know, because I'm still working on it, and
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
what you're saying is beautiful and powerful. I mean, this is just, yeah. I appreciate the humility that you have about that, but just what you just described. I mean, especially being a mom, and I know what that's like because I have small children, and yeah, I mean, I relate this. I have, especially because we're on. I don't even know how many children we have. We have three total, two in the house, and we're just. I mean, we're at that point to where it's just kind of like let the kid eat off the floor. You know what I mean? Like you know, it's just we're just like keep them alive. That's all.
right,
That's our
right,
number one priority is keep them alive. No, I joke. I kid. He's smart. We care a lot about him, and we do extracurricular activities with him. But still, I'm a lot more lax like about things. But man, I'm telling you, I've struggled with perfectionism in so many areas. It's almost interesting because for me, I've become less perfectionism-y about work and more about like other areas. It's weird how sometimes it's a game of whack-a-mole. We can overcome certain things in an area and then it kind of shows up in another area. But I do still like my stuff to be on point with my content or my sales videos or my emails, the way things look and stuff like that. And what I've realized honestly is that and I think for me, I continue to learn this. I think for somebody who's brand new, realizing that the pretty website not only doesn't make a difference, but it doesn't even convert. The ugly website with lots of white space but awesome copy and an awesome message, it's all about the message. And are you hitting the right pain points, and do you have an irresistible offer? Like that's what converts. The same thing that we're discovering on sites like TikTok and Instagram and stuff, to where at one time we thought we needed the highly produced stuff, and now we're realizing just the straight up just flip on your camera and just take it, and it does, almost the more kind of homemade. Remember how we used to call these homemade videos? Remember,
right.
you know what I mean? Like,
You're
and they
right.
had the America's Funniest Videos, and it was like that was considered a homemade video. Well, nowadays the more homemade it looks, like the better it is, the more people can relate to it, the more the video goes crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard sometimes, even though intellectually, like we know, turning it on and then even watching it and like rewatching something we just made and hearing ourselves fumble or something, it's like, oh my God, like we criticize the hell out of that. Whereas for people who are watching, they're just kind of like, oh, this person's totally real. Like it just makes them feel like you're more real because you're not perfect with every single thing that you said. Have you shifted over to that belief that the more homemade my stuff is and just the more real it sounds, the better that it'll do in most cases?
Yeah, for sure, that like definitely. I mean, I posted a TikTok yesterday, and it was of me fake crying, and I was like, you know, this is like the message itself was really good, and I was excited to post it, but then that video ended up going extremely viral, and I was not ready for that. But I had a lot of people on there, like, they just make comments alone, like, this is a real person, she's giving real stories and just connecting with people. Like, for myself, I haven't really connected with a lot of men, but I've connected with a lot of young mothers and a lot of women, um and just having those real videos out there and being blunt and being real. I mean, that's what really sends your message, instead of just dancing around everything. Just get to the point and be real. And
Mm.
I definitely 100% have taken that route, and I rather be open and honest than be lying and scammy, I guess you want to say.
Well, first of all, you only have so long to make the content in some of these platforms, so you've got to get to the point. But
Right.
second of all, I think you make a big point, and it's not just about like being transparent. It's also just about making potent content. is that if you are like dancing around something and not being direct and not using language that gets somebody's attention, um, and one thing that gets people's attention is when you're saying shit that other people are uncomfortable to say,
Right.
right? If you're admitting things about yourself that are uncomfortable to say that other people can relate, or they might be thinking, but they've never said out loud, right?
Right.
Like when I started telling my story 10 years ago about like being a recovering drug addict, like a heroin addict, somebody who stuck needles in my arms, and I used that language, it was polarizing as shit to people. Like people had never heard anybody on the internet, especially in our industry, talking that transparently and using that potent of language. Like it was powerful and it got people's attention, and it allowed people to relate their biggest skeletons in their closet that they thought were the things that were going to hold them back. I just would obliterate them because I was revealing something about myself that was so shameful, right? That so many people would think, "Oh my God, isn't he ashamed to share that?" And I wasn't. And I turned that, as I was sharing, into a positive, right? That's why I always say, turn your mess into your message, turn your struggles into your strengths. So not only was it attention catching and it was polarizing and it was to the point, like you say, blunt. I got to the point. I didn't dance around it. And then I turned that shameful, embarrassing situation into depressing, sad, all those feelings that someone would usually feel about that into a message. It was like powerful. It still is, even to this day. So you make a great point about that. I mean, powerful. And I wouldn't even expected you to say that today, but it's, do we got intruders?
We do. We do.
All right,
She's
all right.
shutting the door. We're good.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, no, I totally get it. One day you may have to, get another house like I did, to go and work out of because
Right.
you got,
I locked the door, but it won't stay locked. I don't know what happened.
well, they're smart. They learn how to break the lock. They get the little pin out and they're hacking the. That's what I learned to do when I was little. I was like locking doors. That's nothing. I would just figure out how to bust through the lock. And then
Right.
I'd come
Right.
in
Yeah.
and
Exactly what she's done.
my mom would be sitting there just trying to get a moment on the bed, and I'd be like, "Hey," like that didn't stop me. Kind of like you're trying to get a moment right now, but. Anyways, I look, this is you. I'm going to put your TikTok handle up so people can go and follow you. Ashley_H.brand LLC. There
It's
you
a
go.
handful, but my first one got deleted.
Yeah, your first one got deleted at 18,000 followers.
Yes, I was so mad, but I started this one up like less than a month ago. And this week, I was on Monday, I was at like 5,000 followers. And then this morning, I woke up and I was over 11,000. And I'm like, holy crap.
Do you believe that a marketer nowadays is really just one video away from blowing their whole business up?
Right. Yeah. That's what I told Matt earlier. Is like that video I did not expect to go viral. I says, but it did. It did. And I've gotten a lot of people and I've connected with a lot of different people. And I like to hear people's stories. I like to connect with them a little bit. And um it's amazing like when a video like that does happen to do that. And I'm not saying you have to have a video go viral to be able to find the right people, but sometimes you just connect farther, and it was some of the stories I heard were just like I'm crying, behind the phone. It's like, oh my God, I just want to give you all my money because I feel so bad, but
Right, right. Yeah, but of course yeah, no, but you know what you're doing? You're giving people, when you're creating content that they can relate to with so deeply because you're being so honest, you're giving them something to identify with. And that's worth more than money. So listen, thank you so much for your time, Ashley. It is our honor. It is my honor. Tell your children I said hello as well.
I
Um,
will.
because I am very sensitive to little ones, and because I have them at my home as well, and sometimes they just need mommy, you know. So so thank you for your time. Keep up the great work. Let us know if there's anything that we can do for you, and stay legendary, my friend. All right.
Thank you so much, Dave.
All right, Ashley. We'll talk to you soon. All right, my friends. I heard little ones in the background for Ashley, and this is about owning our time, right? This is not a business, and I am not a person, and we are not a company that wants to, in any way, shape, or form, take people away from their families. Even the people that work here at Legendary, we want them to be with their families more. We want people to be happier. We want people to have more freedom. We want people to have more control over their time. And so know that, and know that you too can control your destiny, and have more options with your time. And I think this week's wake up shows have been a brilliant testimony for just that. I mean, this is a week that you could go back and re-listen, and I hope that those of you who miss an episode do go back and re-listen. We have all of the episodes on every major podcast platform. um, Apple, I don't even know what they all are called, but because I just use like the Apple podcast one, iTunes, whatever the hell it's called. Honestly, I don't know. I just know our podcast is there. YouTube, we repost our videos all on YouTube, and of course, you can come back here on Facebook and scroll through our page and watch them all. Go back, re-listen to them. I invite you to, as you're walking or working out or doing something, listen to them, because a lot of times when you're just listening, something clicks. Use your weekend to recharge, get inspiration that you didn't have, and figure out how you're going to crush this next week. And a lot of times it is less about strategy and more about just overcoming, as Ashley said, overcoming those internal struggles and those kind of perfectionisms and whatever your thing is, and just getting out there and kicking some ass and taking what you've learned and actually applying it, right? Also, please text so we can send you a little reminder on your telephone. I get one every morning, okay? WUL to the number on your screen, 813-296-8553. Text that number and we'll send you a little reminder every morning, Monday through Friday, when we go live. Last but not least, we have a mastermind coming up December 3rd through the 5th. You can actually get details at legendarymarketer.com/mastermind. If you own a ticket, you can register. We only have a few slots left. This is if you've already purchased a ticket, is all you're doing is going and registering. Again, there's only a few spots left. Those will probably fill up over the next few days. With that being said, it's been a powerful week here at Legendary. Lots of awesome students and guests here, clients on our show that have proven that this is possible, proven that no matter where you are, where you come from, what you do right now, that you can do this. You can build a business and a life at the same time that you've always dreamed of, right? And it's going to take work and some time to get there, but you can do it and you see it. Sometimes you need the evidence. Well, this week, just like every week, but this week you got so much evidence. So please, please do whatever you got to do over the weekend to come in and start next weekend and finish this year strong, moving into 2022 with momentum. You can do this. I believe in you. All right. Stay legendary, my friends. We'll see you back here on Monday. Get out of here. Have a great weekend.